photographer here.
Of course. Good to see you.
I feel bad, like, when you're like, I couldn't do the shakeout ride, but I'm like, that's right in for you like that, and you're probably showing up.
I know. I'm here. I made it.
Hello, I'm Matt Wilpers. I am a Peloton instructor, lifelong athlete, and a sponsored athlete for Oars Alps. I came from Atlanta, Georgia. I was an athlete. I was into soccer, cross country, hockey, tennis, wakeboarding at one point, you name it. So I've been an athlete my whole life. Went to college to be a CPA. Graduated, went into public accounting, and later decided I wanted to combine my career with my passion, which is really for helping people. And that's how I discovered coaching and working with athletes. So at the Hincapie Gran Fondo out in Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania, we did a shakeout ride with the Peloton Road Runners as well as Team Wilpers athletes. And it's great to do a shakeout ride because it helps make sure that your bike is working properly, but also gets your legs prepped and your mind prepped for what's happening the next day.
My name is Rich Hincapie. I'm president of Hincapie Sportswear and Hincapie Events. So we put together the event from start to finish. And it's really just for us, it's a celebration of cycling, and our mission is to get as many people on bikes as possible.
Another reason that's great to do a shakeout ride is you also get to see some of the course and get a more comfort level with the road that you're going to be on. So this partnership with Oars Alps is super important to me. I mean, a big part of it is making men more aware that there's great products that exist out there geared more towards them, right? The other thing is that Oars Alps really stresses the importance of routine. Just like coaching, like my goal is to help support you. These products are there to support you in your everyday endeavors, right? To make you a better version of yourself. And from a mental standpoint, taking care of your body is not just the exterior, it's also the interior, it's including your mental health. Your body has a hard time differentiating between training stress and stress. Anyone would know that a lot of stress can really impact your training in a negative way. And so you really have to be able to stay tuned what's going on mentally as well as physically. And in my own life, I've really run into that. Back in my early 30s, I didn't really know what was going on, but I was handling a lot of stress, and eventually, it really put me on the sidelines. I'd have like stabbing pains in my stomach, stabbing pains in my chest, hyperventilating, and I didn't even know what it was. And so I went to the hospital 4 times. And the last time I was on the side of a highway on the way to a bike race. And my friend had to pull over, and I literally thought I was gonna die. Luckily, the doctor saw what was happening. So I got diagnosed with panic disorder, and it was like all of a sudden like a cloud lifted. You know, a big part of it is just realizing what it is. So it's super important, and if you don't have it under control, it will prevent you from progressing. I just finished charging the bike.
Nice. Charging the bike.
So electronic shifting, yeah, so it's push button shifting. Basically, you want to make sure that before you go on any serious ride that it is charged. All you want to do in the morning is you want to get up, have breakfast, and then get out the door with your bike and everything else. Fitness relies on routines, just like in skincare. And so going through those routines and having everything pre-planned out the night before, super important. Setting everything out here, so you have to go through the race kit and see what do they want you to wear, where do they want you to wear it. So this is gonna go obviously in your jersey, so you're gonna need that guy, and this, they want you to put somewhere around here.
How did you feel about the shakeout?
That was good. I've been doing a lot of running this year, so the shakeout was really good for me because it helps, like, again, it shakes out all your nerves. Go out there, test my equipment out, get back to riding a little bit, and I see those folks like once a year. But it's fun just catching up and just being here and getting outside and riding together, having a good time. Helmet, socks, bib, and jersey, and that's it. Time to sleep. Yeah, going from urban to rural is interesting. It makes you realize that the city can very much be like a pressure cooker. It is pretty high intensity around here. When I first moved to New York City, I was just like, oh, what's the athletics scene gonna be here? Like, I moved from Georgia. Athletics is huge down there. And I moved to New York City, and I'll never forget, the first day I was here, I went to Central Park at 5:30 a.m. And it was packed. And I was like, wow, okay, I can live here. Because in Georgia, I was out at 5 whatever in the morning, running in the streets. Everyone was like, what are you doing, Matt? Yeah, here it's completely normal. So the athletic community in New York City is really something.
The whole reason we started our coaching practice together was just to help people. We made very conscious decisions early on not to necessarily go after like the super elite athlete. We wanted to go after the everyday athlete that was still out there like really trying to achieve and do really incredible things. We're almost 5 years deep into that of just trying to help every person we can, and it's exciting. It's anytime someone sets a goal and you're like part of that journey and help them achieve it, that's in essence what we're looking for, and in the satisfactory part of coaching. Always.
The rate of change that you see is just insane. Like, they go out for their first ride or whatever, and like they're just high in the sky, man. They're just having so much fun. I mean, it's awesome. It's really where rubber meets the road for me as a coach. So
literally.
Yeah, it's literally. I'll see you later.
Yes.
I'm also very career driven. New York City is full of driven people, and so I love that about New York City. And I also made a promise to myself that I as someone that wasn't sure what they wanted to do with their life for a while, that I wouldn't leave New York City until I had the career and the girl.
Yeah, it was just super by chance that I met him. One of my friends had a bib number for NYR's Brooklyn half. So then I ran the race, and then the next day it was just, my body was really sore, I was hurting. I went to the Trader Joe's, which is next to Peloton's old studio. So I went there, I walked past the studio, and they had a small little area with like a foam roller, and I was like, that's exactly what I need before I go down the stairs to the subway. So I just went to the studio to roll my legs, and Matt was finishing up a class, and that's how I met him.
And so, here I am, but now I have the career and the girl. And the career is here. It's a great place to be. Whenever I go back home or go on a trip to, a bike race in the middle of nowhere or whatever, you can just feel like the pressure release. It reminds me that when I'm in my everyday life here in New York City, that I need to release some of that pressure just to stay healthy, mentally and physically. All packed up?
You ever get nerves at this stage?
Most of my nerves now are like getting my behind to the start on time, and like dealing with the amount of people, like navigating the crowd and getting to the start. Feeling good, man. Caffeinated up, fueled up. Got some good fluids in. Have my sunscreen on. Just the most prepared I've ever been. Hopefully the gravel here is not too loose.
It's loose.
It's loose?
Really loose.
Oh boy.
Welcome, Hincapie family, to the Gran Fondo Hincapie in the lovely town of Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania.
Every race is different. You got to get a feel for what's going on, where you need to be, when you need to be there. Luckily, the race is pretty chill, and so we were able to get organized pretty quickly. And then the race starts. I did the medio. The medio was just over 50. Of course, what made this course more challenging and interesting was that there's a few gravel sections. not just road. So you had to be able to ride confidently in gravel. So there were some falls, but luckily I was able to stay upright. Had a good race, got through the hills. I got dropped by George's group early on one of those sharp hills, but that's all right. The guy rides a ton. I ended up meeting up with one of the coaches for Team Wilpers, Jason Alosio, and we rode it out for the remainder.
Team Wilpers coach, crushing it.
What's been the best part of the race so far?
Right here. The closer I get to the finish line, the more it's the best. Woo! Yo, yo!
Yeah, the race was exactly what I expected from a course. There was lots of variety out there. I think it was like at least four gravel sections that were really fun. At first it was kind of like intimidating because I haven't ridden on gravel in a while, so your bike tires are going all over the place, but eventually it settled right in. I'm surprised that I came in first in the 40s, but I guess I just turning 40 later this year, so I guess they rounded me up from 39. Again, you come out here, have a chit chat, you meet so many people out there, you make great connections. Cycling is a very social sport, and so I met some really cool people out there. What more could you ask for? So my sort of slogan is train hard, train smart, and always have fun, right? And that's how I like to coach, that's how I like to compete. You gotta train hard, the work is gonna be hard, right? And you have to train smart because you don't wanna be doing more work than you need to be doing. But you gotta make it fun. You gotta make it fun and as exciting as you can because you're gonna get a lot more out of your training that way. Getting out there and having a good time just makes it that much easier to do a great job on race day. And remember that fitness is honestly a privilege that you're even out there. You're even able to do these things. And so what's not to be happy about?